Hey Mercedes,
How may I help you?
change the ambient lighting color to red.
Okay, I'm changing the color.
Oh yeah, look at that. Welcome everyone to another night review. Today we have the 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLB 250. Now in this night video, you're gonna see these exterior lights, these sweet interior ambient lights, and we're gonna take it for a test drive so you can get a first-person look at how well it does. If you like these night videos, be sure to subscribe and click like, and I'll continue to make them. So let's start up right up front here. First of all, this GLB 250 is kind of a lower end entry level Mercedes-Benz, but it doesn't stop you from getting LED daytime running lights and LED headlights standard. I like the daytime running light. It's that swoop up above and below. There's something special about these headlights that I'll tell you a little bit later that we don't have on this model. And we have the AMG line appearance package, so we don't have fog lights below, kind of have a bigger, bolder front end design with the different grille here. And then that daytime running light turns into the blinker. So I think that looks pretty good. I'll show you how these headlights do in just a little bit. And obviously with this black paint, it's kind of hard to tell, you know, metallic-y and flake and just what it looks like with the light shining off of it. But we have optional 20-inch wheels. You can also see the marker light on the side of the vehicle. Plus you got the turn signal in the mirror. And dimensionally, this is a fairly small Mercedes. Even though it's small, you can squeeze a third row in here if you want to. But be sure to check out my full daytime review if you want to see all the details on things like that. As we come around to the back, you get more LED lights. So I like the way these brake lights look. Kind of have a really cool design. Plus you've got that signal in there. And then right here, look, that bottom light right there is actually a rear fog light. That's for visibility and safety for people behind you if there's really low, bad conditions, you know, lighting, so they can see you. Then you've got the AMG exhaust down below. To top it off, you can see the LED license plate lights. And this has the optional hands-free liftgate. Otherwise it is power standard. And one nice thing is that you've got a light up there that shines down, you know, kind of to the cargo area and kind of down by your foot area. And then you just get one basic light back here. But I mean, as you can see, it lights this area up. Not too bad. Definitely can't complain too much. And you've got these buttons to close it or close it and lock it. Now let's take a quick look in the back seat. So first of all, there is ambient lighting kind of throughout the whole vehicle, which is really sweet, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But you've got LED lights on each side right here. We don't have a moonroof, but you can get a panoramic roof if you want. Lights this whole area up pretty well, if you ask me. And again, if you want to see more details, check out my full review, but look at the ambient lights in the door. There's even lighting down by your feet, so that's pretty cool. And now, the coolest area. There's a lot of good stuff in here that I want to show you. So, as you can probably tell, this is a pretty cool looking interior. There's a lot to see. I like these seats. Check it out, you've got these sport seats because we have the AMG line. But the lighting in here is what is really cool. Let me go ahead and show you. Let's hop in. All right, let's go ahead and start it up. Push button start. You got a big digital display in front of you, big digital display over here, and all sorts of cool lights in here. So first of all, over on the door, check this out. You've got this ambient light coming around. You even have lighting in your air vent. That's crazy. Lighting next to that right there. It's really cool what they did. You even have an illuminated outline of your seat controls, your memory seat functions, heated seat right there. It is 3-tier. And then even your door handle area and bottle holder area is illuminated with all your buttons and switches lit up as well. So this is just a really nice lit up area. And then our actual light controls are right here. So you've got a knob that you can turn. You can just keep it in auto. Parking lights over there, or your actual headlights, but just keep it in auto most of the time. And then right over here, there's a little scrolling wheel to adjust the brightness of the interior lights, like the dash light, the button lights, things like that. And then this button this is for your rear fog lights. And the steering wheel has all these illuminated buttons as well. Everything is simple and easy to use. If you want to see all the details, be sure to check out my full daytime review. But this actually does not have automatic high beams. Then right in front of us, this display is pretty cool. It's very vibrant. You can control everything with the steering wheel. So you can change each gauge, like each section, the left, the right, the middle, to all sorts of different bits of information. So, I mean, it's really pretty cool. And then you can even get out of here, go to navigation, phone, your driver assistant stuff, radio, media. You can change the display look. I mean, just a little bit of modifications with that, but it's really pretty cool. This is an optional display. That's a 10.25 inch, upgraded from the typical 7-inch. And the same thing goes with this. This is a 10.25 inch, which is optional, opposed to the standard 7-inch screen. But you control this bad boy with a touchpad down below. It works just fine. It does take some getting used to. It definitely is not the most beginner friendly, but once you play around with it for a while, you can get by pretty easily. It's also touchscreen, so you can touch it as well, so not too bad. This is the touchpad you use with shortcuts above, to the left, and to the right, and I go through that in a little bit more detail in the full review. But check this out, our air vents are even illuminated. There's little tiny light rings inside of there that light up the air vent. And check this out, if I adjust it, like turn up the heat, those turn red. If I go down, they turn blue. That is pretty cool. You can see the dual zone climate controls right down there, all lit up. Little storage area up there has some lighting. The cup holders have just kind of a glow from the actual light next to them. This changes colors. I'll show you those colors in a little bit. And then our armrest here split folds like that, and there is just a little bit of light that shines down in there. Look, there's more ambient lighting over here, even on that side, over to the door, and the exact same setup with the lights in there. And this does give you a locking glove box with the light inside. Now, Mercedes gives you a vanity light and mirror, except this visor does not actually move or slide out or have a moving piece.
How can I help?
And Mercedes is trying to listen to our conversation, but I'll tell you about that in the full review too. It's got a really cool voice assistant. Right up above, these lights look pretty cool. First of all, they're all lit up. If you don't want the lights to turn on when you open the door, just press that button. And then when you open the door, the lights will not turn on. Or you can turn all of them on with that middle button, and they have a really cool design, and they're actually really bright. So I mean, they're not like blinding bright, but they just light up this whole area really well. It's not a spotlight, it's just a really wide cast light. But a couple more really cool features. This button right here, you press that, and then it automatically lights up the back of the vehicle. So it doesn't light up the front, but it will turn on these rear lights for your backseat passengers, like for my wife, if she's sitting back there with my baby. That's actually really handy. And the next one, a light with a book, is exactly what you think. Check it out, you push that, and it's a gentle light. So it's not as bright. It doesn't even come from up there. It actually comes from the mirror. That is really cool. And you have the same thing for the driver's side. The same light comes from under here, so it'll light up your book if you're gonna read. Now, if you want to adjust the ambient lighting, you go to your settings, go to light, and then boom, ambient lighting. You can control other lights in here. You can kind of explore that. We'll go to ambient lighting. You can change the color, you can change the brightness. And this is a 64 color lighting setup. I have all of them to be at their maximum brightness, but check it out. All these different colors, and you can kind of customize how you see all these. But I mean, you can go through so many different colors over here, plus you can change that to where you can literally just like scroll around wherever you want. So if I just kind of stop on red, check that out. That's pretty cool. Everything is nice and red. If you want it to be a brighter, like a whiter color, kind of a clean look, you can do that too. I mean, you can literally just kind of make it however you want, and it's all the areas with that ambient lighting. I've been hanging out with like a purple color because I think it looks pretty cool. You got green, you got yellow, blue, whatever it is that you want. What color would you do? Leave your thoughts down below. Now let's go ahead and take a look at these headlights. So start it up, and these are full LED headlights, the high and low beams, but there's something to mention. These have not been tested by the IIHS, but you can take a look at the beam pattern. Looks pretty good, got a little dip for oncoming drivers, pretty solid going across, and high beams right in the middle. We'll get these out on the road in a second. One thing to know is that we don't have fog lights on this model. We'll see how the peripherals do, but you can get adaptive headlights and automatic high beams with the exterior lighting package, but we do not have that on this model. All right, let's get going in this Mercedes. So Again, like I said, if you want to see the full daytime review, I will have that coming out shortly after this video. I'll put it in the description so you can find it there. And in this test drive, we're going to mainly see how well these headlights do. So right now you have this point of view. Pretty soon here you'll be able to see from that camera when we're on a dark road, where you can really get a good idea of how well the headlights do, how much you can see up ahead, high beams, low beams, around corners, and all of that. I'm not going to talk too much about how this particular model drives, because I basically do that in the full video, but we'll have a little bit of fun with it, and I'll give you a couple impressions. And as we get going, transmission has been a little jerky. It's probably one of my main complaints about driving this, but overall it's been fun. I'm going to actually put it in dynamic mode, which is basically, or sport mode, and it actually has a cool sound to it. I'm sure this is some not real sound, but still, I mean, it makes it kind of fun. It's a Mercedes. You kind of got to add a little something to it. And obviously right now this road is illuminated pretty well. We'll get on a dark road in just a bit, but while we're here, I want you to know that this driver's side mirror is automatic dimming, so that's nice to see. The passenger side is not, but the rear view mirror is a frameless automatic dimming rear view mirror. The thing about frameless mirrors is that they have a little rim around them, almost like a bezel, that does not automatically dim. But on this road, the lights are just turned off now. These are the low beams, and I can see actually really well. I wish the IIHS had some tests on these, but these seem to be doing a pretty good job. And I've got to say, the ambiance in here is just awesome. I love the ambient lighting, the colors that you can change it around. It's kind of a bluish green right now. It looks a little bit more blue on the GoPro, but the big displays, and you can change the brightness on those down here. I mean, everything is just really nice to be in. I just love the ambient lighting in these types of vehicles. Alright, we're just turning on to the dark road now. You'll really be able to see the cutoff line of these headlights. And this does not have the adaptive high headlights or automatic high beams, but we'll see how these do. Alright, as we crest the hill, really strong beam pattern coming over that. You can see that cutoff line definitely dims out on that oncoming side. Level out, I can see into that corner really well. And these are just the low beams. I'll turn the high beams on in a second. As we take this corner, kind of weak on that driver's side. They're not adaptive, obviously, but not bad at all. I'm happy with these lights. I haven't been able to spend a ton of time driving at night with them, but you can see up ahead really well. High beams lights that up really nicely. So high beams seem to have good distance. Low beams, cutoff line is prominent, but I think they still have good distance for the most part. It's kind of hard to compare. Going around the corner to the right, lighting up to the right is definitely better than it is to the left. High beams, another corner, and then we kind of got a long straightaway. I can see some of the marker lights up there with the low beams and the high beams. There we go. So I'm happy with these. I mean, these are entry level. This is an entry level Mercedes, not even the top end headlights. You can get the adaptive headlights that probably do a pretty good job. But as far as the width, peripheral vision, up close to the vehicle to the side, it's pretty dim into the ditches, but it's really actually pretty good a little bit further out. So I'm happy with that. High beams, you maintain all of that, but add distance. So what do y'all think of these headlights? I think they do a nice job. We don't have the automatic function for me to show you. I'm really surprised that you don't get that on here standard. This one is about $50,000, and you'd have to add the exterior lighting package to get that. But high beams again, low beams, especially in town where there's little bits of light on the road, they do really, really nice. So leave your thoughts below on these headlights and what you think of the interior lighting in here. I think it's really nice. Leave your comments below, subscribe for more night videos, and Click that thumbs up button if you liked it, and we'll catch you next time.